What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. According to league insiders on the Bleacher Report, where I was reading this at, they're not buying into the Lakers. And, to make it, to sum it up for you even better, they're basically not buying what the Lakers are selling, as they say, on Bleacher Report. Because when you think about the Lakers, you still got to take into the fact LeBron James is a year older. You still got to take into the fact that Anthony Davis doesn't stay healthy. You still got to take into the fact they're really trying to get rid of Russell Westbrook with everything they can, every bit of power they have. They're definitely trying to get rid of this guy. And on top of that, now you're hearing more about Patrick Beverley because he's doing more talking, and he will do even more talking going forward in the season as it starts and as it ends. That's just the way he is. And the Lakers honestly don't look that much more impressive or better on paper than what they did last year. And, I'm not going to say they're going to be 15 games under 500 this season, but there's a chance they can be a few games under 500 this season, because I don't really believe Patrick Beverley can improve a team that much. He is going to help a little bit on the defensive end, even though he's not that great of a defender himself. He is a pretty decent one at times, but I don't think he's going to change life for the Lakers. I mean, the Lakers need Anthony Davis to stay healthy. They need LeBron to play the way he did last year. And they need Russ to, not average 18, 8, and 8, which is not bad, but they need him to average 18, 8, and 8 with less turnovers. Unlike he did last year, which he had many turnovers. He led the league in turnovers last season. So that's not going to get the Lakers anywhere. That's not going to get them a championship. It's definitely not going to get them anywhere where they want to be in regards or close to a championship. It might possibly get them in a play-in tournament. But, if you look at the West this year, it's going to be even tougher, because the Pelicans are one team that's probably going to be maybe even a lower seeded 6, 7, 8 team, something like that. But they could be in the play-in tournament again. They would be a lot tougher with Zion Williamson, which they didn't have last year. And they didn't have CJ McCollum until he got traded last year to that team, along with Brandon Ingram. Well, Brandon Ingram's already there, but CJ McCollum got traded. So they basically have a mini little big three there in the Pelicans. And then you got to look at other teams like the Timberwolves. They're still going to be, a scary team to the Lakers, because they got youth. They're young, and Anthony Edwards is only growing as a player. The more and more we see him play, along with Cat, and they do got D'Angelo Russell. They got a little mini big three themselves. So then you look at the Grizzlies, of course, with John Morant, Desmond Bane. Definitely a team to look out for, with a lot of they got some shooters on there. Of course, they got some good all-around players on that team. Look like they're just growing, ascending right before our eyes too. Then, the Suns will come back. Definitely Devin Booker will be ready to come back and prove to the world he's a lot better than what some may think of him now, just because of what happened in the playoffs. Chris Paul definitely wants to, prove himself once again. Then you got the Warriors. Hey, the Warriors just won the championship. So enough said, they definitely got a good enough team to, possibly repeat and make it back to a finals. They definitely got a good enough team to do that. And then on top of that, you have your in-house rival, in-city rival, which is the LA Clippers. And the Clippers definitely, on paper, look like one of the best, if not the best teams in the NBA. And Kawhi being healthy, well, we all know that is LeBron's kryptonite, Kawhi Leonard. So if they had to face them in a 7-game series, it would be very, very tough for the Lakers to beat them, simply because Kawhi just has a no-die attitude. And on top of that, usually his performances usually, in the playoffs are very, very monumental, big, just very good, more than very good. They're actually quite excellent, if you ask me. He's probably the best playoff performer we've seen in the playoffs, throughout history. His winning percentage is high and everything like that. And plus, like I said, he gives LeBron a run every time they have played in a 7-game series, which has only been, I think, one or two times, I think, actually, both on Miami. LeBron was, and both when Kawhi was on the Spurs when he was a rookie, and then his second year they won a championship over the Miami Heat. So this is my point here. It's just going to be tough for the Lakers, and with all that firepower standing in their way, you still got other teams also there that could be good as well, like Denver. I think they're going to be good too. With Jamal Murray coming back, him and Jokic, and Michael Porter Jr., if he can stay healthy. So, I mean, the Lakers got a lot of competition in the Western Conference. So, it's going to be very tough. And then, there's teams they'll play on the Eastern Conference, any given night that could beat them as well. The Bulls, they can. Of course, the Nets probably could. The Celtics, are a good team in the East. I mean, they got the Milwaukee Bucks, the Miami Heat. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, and then, other teams might be ascending in the East this year. We'll see what happens, but it's going to be so tough for the Lakers. I don't know if they're really going to be able to overcome what is, about to happen. And honestly, like I said, with the firepower they have right now, I'm not buying that this firepower is going to be enough to make them a substantial team in the Western Conference as a solidified playoff team. I believe that they can possibly make a play-in tournament. Now, if things can definitely look in their favor in regards to the season. Of course, not saying that they can't, find a way to win games and be a good team, because they do got 3 top 75 players. But the problem with it is they all don't gel and fit together on the floor well enough to build the chemistry and the consistency they need to be in order that they need to be a good team. You see what I'm saying? They can't build the consistency and chemistry enough to be a good team. So with that being said, that really deletes them, from that category. And this is why I said, when you look at the West is so tough and so stacked up. I just don't really know how the Lakers really are going to fare against a lot of teams. And then again, it's the unknown with the Lakers, because you don't know whether Anthony Davis is going to stay hurt from game to game, and you don't know how well LeBron is going to play an entire season. And if they have to go into the playoffs or play-in tournament, what will he look like then? Will he run out of gas like he did a couple seasons ago against the Phoenix Suns when the Suns beat him in the first round? Devin Booker had a field day on them. Is he going to run out of gas again? Or, what I'm saying? A whole lot goes into this. So, I mean, it's a whole lot that can happen. A whole lot good, a whole lot of bad can happen. So it's like, it's very hard to predict. But based upon the teams they have, I'm with Bleacher Report and the insiders. I don't believe this team is going to be as great as, the Lakers are saying. You're hearing them say all the right things. Darvin Ham said we got a real role for, Westbrook, and, we got this, and everybody's going to play on one level. We're going to play defense. We're going to do this. But all these are words. None of it's really actions. You see what I'm saying? So when it's just words and no actions, you take it with a grain of salt. And that's what I'm doing. And I think that's what a lot of some of the analysts and people out there who are really looking at it from afar and really looking at it, through zooming in on this situation, the Lakers really just don't look that good as a team even this year. So, I mean, we can't expect nothing much better than the Lakers gave last year until they prove it to us that they could be a better team this year with the pieces that they added. So let's see what happens and let's go from there. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, and neither should you, if the Lakers don't, be the team that you think they're going to be, which is a solidified playoff team. They might, like I said, it could be a situation where they make the play-in tournament. I don't foresee them missing the playoffs 2 seasons in a row, but I mean, anything is possible. I'm not going to say I'd be shocked if it happened, but I would be a little surprised, because I think they need to bare minimum at least make the play-in tournament this year, because it was utterly embarrassing last year why they didn't, but they didn't, and that's that. So let's see what happens this year in regards to their favor. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.